Hello there again. Yet another book haul because I have never-ending books that I'm reading and gathering and writing notes on. This is a little stack that has been on my writing desk for some months, as there are notes and ideas in these books that either I have or will include in a book that I myself am finishing writing. So I'll share these with you today. All of these books I have finished reading, but there are still notes written inside them that I have not yet finished typing up into my laptop, which I will do as a scholar who writes things. Let's go through these books one at a time. First, I love this book. Beyond Survival. Strategies and Stories from the Transformative Justice Movement, published by one of my favorite publishers, A.K. Press. Published in 2020, and this book is an anthology, and it's edited by Ijeris Dixon and Leah Lakshmi Pyapsna Samar Shinha. I love these authors. I haven't read much of Leah's work, but she has a lot of work on disability justice. I have listened to her speak a lot, so I really recommend her work for folks interested in learning more about disability justice. This is an amazing book. If anyone is interested in learning about transformative justice and how to apply that in any kind of relationship with an institution or family member or partner or community, this book storytells experiences and helps the reader navigate the how. Let's hear how it sounds. Pretty nice. Pretty heavy pages. And on the inside front cover, we also have these leaves that we found on the front cover. And this book has 4 parts. The first is Making the Road by Dreaming. The second part is We Got This. The third part, Why didn't we call it TJ, but maybe it worked anyway? And the fourth part is, What did we dream then? What do we know now? And it's about 341 pages, this book. Let's see. Let me show you a little bit. What I love about books that I buy is I invite myself to really engage with them in many ways. So I like to write notes, write my ideas, write my questions, use different color highlighters to highlight things. Make more connections to my own life, or teaching, or writing. Let's read a little bit from the back of Beyond Survival. Transformative justice seeks to solve the problem of violence at a grassroots level without relying on punishment, incarceration, or policing. In direct opposition to the logic of the so-called criminal justice systems, Beyond Survival poses innovative, community-based strategies as real alternatives to failed models of confinement and quote-unquote correction. I recommend this book beyond survival. The next book that I finished reading, that I also really appreciate the ideas, are Freedom Dreams, The Black Radical Imagination, Revised and Expanded. This is a very popular book. That's why this revised and expanded edition was published in 2022 by Robin D.G. Kelly. And this has a foreword by his daughter, Aja Monet. And this book is published by another great publisher, Beacon Press. This book, so Robin D.G. Kelly is, I think he would identify as a historian. So there's a lot of historical writing. Sometimes it is a bit dense, but really important information for us to know about and read about to inform our strategies in the here and now, particularly as the book talks about different movements and strategies from folks who have historically participated in the Black radical tradition. I cite this book in everything that I write now. It's so important. And I first heard about this book when I read Bettina Love's 2019 book called We Want to Do More Than Survive, which I'll introduce one day. This has, let's see, who is the artwork from here? This artwork is I'm not finding the information. That's okay. It's someone's piece of artwork. I think it's described somewhere. But the original version of this book was published in, it's not telling, 1992, I believe. No, that's not true. That can't be true. I think this book was originally published around 2001 or 2002. And it is, let's see, about 263 pages. So it's less pages than Beyond Survival, but it's thicker. I think it's thicker. Let's see. Sorry about the traffic sounds. It is, the text is wider in Beyond Survival, and it's more condensed in block form in Freedom Dreams. This is a book that I have my students read from. And again, I also use different color highlighters as well as see if I can find one of my notes. Okay, it's not much on this page, but just down here, a little bracket of text. And let's read a little bit from the back. Yeah, this was originally published in 2002 because this says, the 20th anniversary edition of an instant classic with a new foreword by poet Aja Monet and a new introduction and epilogue from Robin D.G. Kelly. This watershed history of renegade intellectuals and artists of the African diaspora in the 20th century incorporates powerful theory into an original study of liberation. Robin D.G. Kelly's Freedom Dreams offers inspiration to a new generation, masterfully illustrating the radical power of imagination to transform society. Do you notice a theme in the books that I read? Highly recommend this. It's a dense read, but an important read. And I believe you can hear Robin D.G. Kelly on podcasts and on YouTube talks as well. Freedom Dreams. It's raining outside now. All right, this tiny little book. We have another book by AK Press. Very, very small and sweet. Published by one of my favorite authors and people right now, living right now, Adrienne Marie Brown. This is We Will Not Cancel Us and Other Dreams of Transformative Justice. And this is a part of Adrienne's Emergent Strategy series. I'll definitely talk about emergent strategy one day. It's a very tiny book. Good sounds. And this was published in 2020. And I believe this started off as from a blog post of Adrienne's that she then turned into this tiny, tiny little book. I read it in a day or two, I think. It's a total of 88 pages. It's this neon pink, hot pink color. And once again, lots of things that I've highlighted, as well as, let's find some notes I've taken. These bookmarks are in here for my writing purposes. Here's a lot of notes I've taken. Okay. On the back, it says, cancel or call out culture is a fraught topic these days, originating as a way for marginalized and disempowered people to address harm and take down powerful abusers, often with the help of social media. It is seen by some as having gone too far. But what is, quote unquote, too far when you're talking about imbalances of power and patterns of harm? And what happens when people in social movements direct our righteous anger inward at one another? This cute little book explores this concept and phenomenon in really complex, nuanced ways. And I highly recommend this for anyone in any, again, relational situation, whether that's an intimate relationship, family relationship, work relationship, organizing relationship, community relationship. It's a good complication. It helps us think in more liberatory ways. We will not cancel us. Okay, so tiny compared to days. Drink some water. All right, 3 more. Oh, I loved this book. I finished this. Again, I think I finished this book in one day. Community as Rebellion, a syllabus for surviving academia as a woman of color, by Lorgia Garcia Peña. I bought this book recently, and it's by one of my favorite publishers, Haymarket Press. It's also thin, really short and sweet, but powerful, nuanced, critical book. I love the orange and deeper red colors on the cover here. I bought this book because of my experiences as a white-bodied Latina of mixed ancestry, working in multiple ways in academic institutions. And I needed some support because of the experiences that I've had in these institutions. And this was such a good book. Highly recommend it if you're a woman of color in academia, or anyone in academia, or anyone who wants to know more about the realities of academia and what folks are doing about it, including faculty, students, and communities. Let's hear what it sounds like. Oh, so soft. So soft. I love the feel of the pages. Okay, look. I love the look of the font on the text. Here's some of my notes. Here's a bookmark. This also includes some images with descriptive captions. And this was also published recently, I believe, an acknowledgement by Angela Y. Davis. This was published in 2022. And this is about 109 pages. So a few more pages, then we will not cancel us. Let's read the back. Weaving personal narrative with political analysis, Community as Rebellion offers a meditation on creating liberatory spaces for students and faculty of color within academia. Much like other women scholars of color, Rogia Garcia Peña has struggled against the colonizing, racializing, classist, and unequal structures that perpetuate systemic violence within universities. The author invites readers to engage in acts of boycott, protest, and radical community building to combat the academic world's tokenizing and exploitative structures. Such an important book. And I would say it's definitely not as dense and jargony as Freedom Dreams, but maybe not as accessible in the writing style as We Will Not Cancel Us. More close to this one than Freedom Dreams, but maybe a little in between. Really, really beautiful book. Really grateful that I bought it and read it. Community as Rebellion. Okay, two more. I loved this book. I loved all of these books, but this is another book from Adrienne Marie Brown's Emergent Strategy series. This is called Undrowned, Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals by the incomparable Alexis Pauline Gumbs. If you haven't read Alexis's work or listened to Alexis speak, highly recommend. She has a lot of videos on YouTube. She is interviewed and podcasts a lot. And this book is so accessible. It's meditations, it's like storytelling. It's not really academic jargony at all. That's something I appreciate about the Emergent Strategy series. And the cover has these 3 dolphins, and it is, of course, also published by AK Press. And it's thin, but it looks to be thicker than Community as Rebellion and We Will Not Cancel Us. I believe this was published in 2020. Let's hear what it sounds like. Crisper. And it smells neutral. Not much of a smell, I should say. Let's see. This was published, yes, in 2020. Oh, that's a good sound. These pages got a little wet accidentally, and now it's making for so satisfying. This is about 165 pages. And let me tell you what the titles of the chapters include. So, these are the titles of the chapters. Ready? Listen. Breathe. Remember, practice, collaborate, be vulnerable, and more. Let's read a little bit from the back. Undrowned is a book-length meditation for the human species based on the subversive and transformative lessons of marine mammals. Alexis Pauline Gumbs has spent hundreds of hours watching our aquatic cousins. They are queer, fierce, protective of each other, complex, shaped by conflict, and struggling to survive the extractive and militarized conditions humans impose on the ocean. With a brilliant mix of poetic sensibility, naturalist observation, and Black feminist insights, she translates their submerged wisdom to reveal what they might teach us. And I believe that recently Alexis and Toshi Reagan created an audio album based on this book. Highly recommend this book for all the people. Undrowned. And the last book that I'll share from this pile of books that I finished reading, that I also am writing with. I love this one. This is a cute one. I love the cover. Take Care of Yourself. The Art and Cultures of Care and Liberation. And this book is by Sundus Abdul Hadi. And this, like we explored in the previous video, is published by Common Notions Press. Another thin book. Lots of different things in here. So this book includes quotes from tweets. This book includes artwork. This book includes glossy pages of artwork that was installed in one of the art galleries that's explored in this book. Let's read let's see, this was published in 2020. And there's about 159 pages and about 6 major sections, maybe a little more. And the names of some of the chapters are Knowledge of Self, Decolonizing Care, Decolonizing the Art World, Poetry, Curating Care, and Space. And here's a page where we see some of my notes and highlights in the last main chapter before the conclusion of Space. And let's read. It smells so good. I love Common Notions Books Press. Their pages, how they feel and how they smell. All right. Take care of yourself. How many times a week do we hear or say these words? If we all took the time to care for ourselves, how much stronger would we be? More importantly, how much stronger would our communities be? In Take Care of Yourself, Sundus Abdul Hadi turns a critical and inventive eye to the notion of care and how it relates to social justice. In contrast to the billion-dollar industry of self-care, Abdul Hadi identifies care as a necessary practice rooted in self, community, and the world, in the collective process of decolonization, empowerment, and liberation. This is a sweet book. If you're interested in Iraqi perspectives and Arab and Palestinian perspectives and the art world as it relates to decolonization, inclusive of care that is self and community care, I highly recommend this book. I got some really sweet perspectives with this one. Take care of yourself. There's plenty more books where this came from.